Imagine the power to kill anyone, anywhere, simply by writing their name in a notebook. Welcome to the world of Deathnote. In the immersive universe of Deathnote, this terrifying prospect is a reality. At the heart of our tale is the Deathnote itself, a seemingly ordinary notebook with an extraordinary power. Write a person's name within its pages, envision their face in your mind's eye, and they will die. A power like this can be an overwhelming tool in the wrong hands, and as we'll see, it can have world-altering consequences. But the Deathnote isn't a tool made by humans, oh no. This ominous notebook belongs to the Shinigami, or death gods, of another realm. These beings use the Deathnote to take human lives, extending their own existence in the process. It's a dark and twisted ecosystem, where human lives are nothing more than a currency for these otherworldly beings. One such Shinigami, Ryuk, is at the center of our story. Tired of the monotonous life in the Shinigami realm, Ryuk decides to drop his Deathnote into the human world, purely out of boredom. It's a decision that sets in motion a series of events that will shake the foundations of society and challenge the very concept of justice. There are rules to the Deathnote, of course, 42 to be exact. These rules govern everything from how to use the Deathnote to the specifics of how its victims die, and even how a Shinigami can interact with the human world. Each rule adds a layer of complexity to the Deathnote's use, turning what might seem like a straightforward power into a deadly game of strategy and manipulation. The Deathnote, a simple notebook with the power to change the world. But what happens when it falls into the hands of a high school student? Enter Light Yagami, a top student with a strong sense of justice, and L, the world's greatest detective. These two are our protagonists, the central figures in the complex narrative of Deathnote, and they couldn't be more different. Let's start with Light Yagami. He's not your average high school student. He's a genius, one of Japan's brightest minds, and he has an unwavering sense of justice. But Light's idea of justice is deeply personal, and when he comes across the Deathnote, a mysterious notebook that has the power to kill anyone whose name is written in it, he sees an opportunity to reshape the world according to his vision. He becomes Kira, the self-appointed god of the new world, using the Deathnote to eliminate individuals he deems unworthy. His intelligence and cunning make him a formidable character, one who's willing to go to great lengths to achieve his vision of a crime-free world. And then we have L, mysterious, eccentric, and equally brilliant. L is the world's greatest detective, a title he's earned through his unparalleled deductive skills. He's the one who's tasked with tracking down Kira, a mission that turns into an intense intellectual battle. Unlike Light, L's sense of justice isn't personal, it's procedural, rooted in the law. He doesn't believe in taking matters into his own hands, but rather he trusts in the system, even if it's flawed. His unconventional methods and unyielding resolve make him a worthy adversary to Light. What unfolds between Light and L is a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, an intellectual war where each tries to outsmart the other. Their contrasting views on justice and their exceptional intellects set the stage for an exciting and tense narrative. Light and L aren't just characters, they're representations of two opposing philosophies on justice. Their battle a reflection of the age-old debate between moral relativism and absolute justice. Two brilliant minds on opposite sides of justice. An epic battle of wits begins. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the impact and influence of Deathnote in our next segment. Deathnote isn't your typical anime. It's a psychological thriller that delves into morality, justice, and the human psyche. It's a game of high-stakes cat and mouse that unfolds on an international stage, yet its true battlefield is the human mind. Deathnote challenges the norms of traditional anime by exploring dark and complex themes, often provoking viewers to question their own moral compass. This isn't a story about heroes and villains. Instead, it presents a labyrinth of moral ambiguity where characters are weighed down by their actions and consequences. The societal implications of Deathnote are vast. It brings into question the very essence of justice and who has the right to dispense it. The protagonist, Light Yagami, takes on the mantle of a god, deciding who lives and who dies, while the world watches in fear, admiration, and even worship. But is this justice, or is it tyranny disguised as divine intervention? Deathnote also delves into the philosophy of utilitarianism, the belief that the ends justify the means. Light's vision of a crime-free utopia is compelling, but the cost is steep. Countless lives taken by the stroke of a pen. It forces us to ask, can a utopia built on murder ever be considered a paradise? The influence of Death Note extends beyond its narrative. It has made a significant impact on anime as a genre, raising the bar for storytelling and character development. It's a series that doesn't shy away from asking difficult questions, pushing the boundaries of what anime can be. Furthermore, the psychological battles between the characters serve as a mirror to our own internal struggles. It's a reflection of the human condition, the constant tug of war between our desires and our morals, our fears and our courage, our love and our hate. Death Note, a game changer in the anime world that makes you question, what is justice? It's a series that leaves a lasting impression, a testament to the power of storytelling and the enduring intrigue of the human psyche. Death Note is a roller coaster ride of unexpected twists and turns. This isn't just a statement, it's a promise. A pledge that, with every episode, you'll find yourself gasping, wondering, and at the edge of your seat, eagerly anticipating what's next. Imagine a game of chess, but not just any chess. Picture a game where the chessboard is constantly shifting, the rules are ever evolving, and the players, they're the sharpest minds you'll ever encounter. That's the world of Death Note for you. A realm where strategic mind games are the order of the day, and the players are Light, Yagami, and L. You see, Light and L aren't your typical protagonists. They're intellectual gladiators, using their minds as weapons, engaging in battles of wit and cunning that would make a grandmaster blush. And these battles, they're not just for show, they're life and death, literally. Every move, every decision, and every action has consequences, and the stakes, they couldn't be higher. Let's talk about escalation. In Death Note, things never stay the same. The tension, the suspense, the drama, it's always ratcheting up. Just when you think you've seen it all, just when you think you've got a handle on things, the rug is pulled from under you, and you're left in awe of the sheer brilliance of the narrative. You'll find yourself drawn into the labyrinthine plot, captivated by the intricate tapestry of events that unfurls with each episode. You'll be entranced by the dance of deception, the ballet of subterfuge, the opera of subterfuge. You'll be enthralled by the unexpected turns, the sudden reversals, and the shocking revelations that will keep you guessing till the very end. And the best part? You'll never see it coming. You'll think you figured it out. You'll think you know what's going to happen next, but you'll be wrong. Because in Death Note, the only thing you can be sure of is that you can't be sure of anything. In Death Note, always expect the unexpected. So why should you immerse yourself in the world of Death Note? This is not just an anime, it's a mind-bending journey, a thought-provoking exploration of justice and morality. It's a story that doesn't just entertain, but challenges your perspectives and leaves you questioning long after the credits roll. Let's start with the characters. They're not your run-of-the-mill, one-dimensional figures. No, they're complex, they're flawed, they're human. They grapple with their own sense of right and wrong, just like any of us would in their shoes. This makes them relatable and real, a rarity in the world of anime. From the genius Detective L's quirky mannerisms to the morally ambiguous protagonist Light Yagami's chilling resolve, each character is crafted with such finesse that you can't help but be drawn into their narratives. Next, the plot. Death Note is not your average cat-and-mouse chase. It's an intricate dance of wit and strategy, a high-stakes game of chess where each move could mean life or death. The plot twists and turns, keeping you on the edge of your seat, your heart pounding with anticipation. You're constantly guessing, constantly questioning, and you're never quite sure what's going to happen next. It's the kind of suspense that keeps you coming back for more. Finally, the themes. Death Note doesn't shy away from the big questions. It delves into the murky waters of morality and justice, forcing you to examine your own beliefs. It asks, who gets to decide who lives and who dies? What is justice really? And how far would you go to achieve it? These are questions that resonate, that strike a chord, that make you think. And that's what sets Death Note apart from the rest. So whether you're an anime enthusiast or someone simply looking for a thought-provoking watch, Death Note is a must-see. It's a psychological roller coaster that promises an experience like no other. Death Note is more than an anime. It's a riveting exploration of justice and morality. Are you ready to step into this world?